What's up everybody and welcome to the Fight Franchise and our recap and review of the main event of UFC Saudi Arabia, where Robert Whittaker took on Ikram Aliskerov in a short notice bout which was very interesting going in, but the result and outcome has caused a lot of stir and debate online on who should be the rightful contender for the middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis. Let's kind of recap the fight, how it came about and what happened. So originally Robert Whittaker was supposed to fight Khamzat Chimaev. Chimaev pulled out due to, I believe it was food poisoning, but he was severely ill. That was what was touted online by his people and Dana White. Ikram Aliskerov took the fight on short notice, which stirred up a lot of controversy and hate online. I don't get why. Fair play to him. He took the fight on short notice, and to be honest with you, the offer was, I believe, put out to loads of people. Ikram jumped to the opportunity, plus he was in training camp before, so there was no excuse. This was the rightful match to make, and interesting matchup. I think going in, a lot of people gave Ikram a chance just for his well-roundedness. The fight took place. Whittaker pieced him up on the feet, landed a brilliant, I believe, blitz 1-2, which rocked Aliskerov, and then as Aliskerov was kind of on the back foot going toward the fence, retreating, huge uppercut which dropped him, and then follow-up shots, and Whittaker gets the KO win. And his first KO win, I believe, since Jacare Souza. So a new level from Robert Whittaker we're seeing. Obviously, the competition wasn't the elite of middleweight, but to see he can get that KO finish kind of when he wants to put his foot on the gas, very good by Robert Whittaker, and a great win for him and a great follow-up win from Paulo Costa. As for Ikram Aliskerov, he should fight some contenders and work his way back up the division. You know, this was a huge test. This is arguably one of the best middleweights of all time you were facing, so no shame in losing that one. That being said, what do we want to see next for Robert Whittaker? I think there's a lot of talk online saying book him as the kind of backup fighter for Izzy versus DDP. Some people are saying put him against Sean Strickland for a title eliminator. If I'm being honest, I would probably have both him and Strickland sit out because, to be fair, they both deserve a title shot next. Whoever gets it next is fair game, but I think you should literally let Izzy and DDP fight. A lot of people are saying Izzy is undeserving of the shot, which is true, but the rivalry's there. It's going to sell a bunch of pay-per-views and it's already booked. Perth, Australia, Izzy versus DDP. If Izzy wins that, you book Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland too. If DDP wins, you book DDP versus Robert Whittaker because it's a fresh matchup we've never seen. And then the winner of that gets Sean Strickland. But there are avenues and matchups to make. As for Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland, I don't think it's fair for them to fight each other. I think we want fresh kind of contenders at the ready. And I just think if Israel Adesanya gets not credited, but kind of gets rewarded for sitting out, Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker should get rewarded for fighting. You know, Sean Strickland lost to DDP, came back, beat Paulo Costa. Robert Whittaker lost to now champ DDP, fought Paulo Costa, beat him, and now took on short notice Ikram Aliskerov, who was supposed to be Khamzat Chimaev. If he fought Khamzat Chimaev, I think I think Dana White even said, whoever wins this fight gets the title shot. So both guys should sit out and kind of earn their title shot next, which I think is fair game. I know a lot of people want him and Strickland to fight, but I think they should sit out. As for the performance, excellent performance by Robert Whittaker. Showed a level of his game that we haven't really seen, which is, you know, that capability to finish guys. I just think, you know, he's took on some very tough guys recently. You know, Vettori, he pieced up. Vettori has a granite chin. Gastelum, he pieced up. Gastelum has a granite chin. He's finally fought someone who didn't have a granite chin. Same with Paulo Costa, has quite a granite chin, and look at the damage he was able to do. So Whittaker, he's kind of going through that second stint of his career, which is excellent. He reminds me a lot of Max Holloway. You know how Holloway lost to Volkanovski, reinvented himself. It's like Izzy's the Volkanovski in this situation, and Robert Whittaker's the Max Holloway, you know, losing, you know, against some brilliant middleweights, but still beating the rest of the rest. He's arguably one of the greatest gatekeepers in the UFC's history. And that's people think being a gatekeeper is a knock. it's not when you've got the resume of him. He's got a championship level resume. He's won the title and he's beat the who's who of the division. Only DDP and Izzy have topped him. I think if I was Robert Whittaker, who would I want to win? Izzy or Dricus? I'd want Dricus to win. Even though Dricus KO'd him, I think Dricus is a better style matchup than Izzy. I think Izzy's frame and striking is a nightmare kind of situation for Robert Whittaker. It's a bit difficult for him to kind of keep up with him and keep up with the feints and the pace and the kind of striking that Izzy puts on, rather than Dricus du Plessis, which is a firefight. And I feel like this Robert Whittaker, who's reinvented himself, kind of built himself up and got that confidence back, which is a key thing, after being KO'd to DDP, coming back and beating Paulo Costa, who is a similar style to Dricus, and then also now beating Ikram Aliskerov, a huge confidence booster for him if he wants to go, if he gets that title shot again. Excellent performance by Robert Whittaker. I thought the way he set up the KO was excellent, coming in with the feint and then coming up with the uppercut blitzing in. Brilliant KO, and one of the best KOs of the year, and against a touted prospect who was, a live dog in the octagon. This was in Saudi Arabia. It was feeling like, the UFC wanted, who was the original guy to fight, Khamzat Chimaev, to win. Now Ikram came in. It felt like the UFC wanted him to win. It's nothing against probably Robert Whittaker. They just want new talent atop that division to challenge for the belt and maybe become champion, because for so long we had Izzy at the top of the division causing, stalemates and stale matchups. But now we've got Dricus versus Izzy, new fresh matchup. Potentially Dricus versus Sean rematch, Izzy versus Sean rematch. We've got all these potential rematches for the title and storylines. It could make for interesting viewing, but credit to Robert Whittaker. Be the backup for the Izzy fight. I think that's fair enough. I don't think either guy will want to pull out. I think this is a huge matchup. Whoever wins, I feel like, should fight in November, August time, the winner of this fight. So if it is DDP, you can book Sean Strickland versus DDP rematch, or you book Robert Whittaker versus DDP rematch. Or if Izzy wins, you book the Sean Strickland rematch, and then Robert Whittaker fights the winner of that. But there's so many brilliant avenues to go through. What do you think Robert Whittaker should do next? Do you think he should sit out? Do you think he should fight Sean Strickland in a title eliminator? Let us know down in the comments below. What did you think of his performance versus Ikram Aliskerov? Do you think it was brilliant performance? First time we've seen Whittaker KO in ages. Excellent win against a hyped prospect and in the main event of UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia. Leave your comments and thoughts down in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.